Hello, we've prepared this video series about the mysteries of starter kits and how to get started with some equipment that will actually enable you to go on your own and hopefully catch plenty of fish. The first thing I'd like to say is that I wouldn't rush into going out and spending a lot of money on fishing equipment until you're sure that it's what you or your offspring really want to do. Our advice is to go to at least 2 or 3 Let's Fish sessions to make sure that it's something you want to take up on a permanent basis, and then it's definitely worthwhile spending a little bit more money and getting something that's actually going to be fit for purpose. So Simon, you've been to the shop this morning.
Yeah, we've been to our local shop today. Like Gareth, he knows the area and everything. We've tried to put ourselves in the position of like a parent taking in the child and everything to get the stuff they need. Like, so we've told Gareth where we were going to go.
Yeah, which was the Shops Union.
Yeah, and he's he sorted out a pole and everything and some hook, everything you need to have just to start out and have a decent chance of catching.
Yes. And
so he provided us with a pole and everything.
So he could have provided you with a whip.
Could have, yeah.
Or a pole. Firstly, can you tell me what the difference is between those two things?
With a whip, there's no elastic in it. Like this one's got elastic in, but with a whip, it's just fixed on the end. Yeah. So there's no sort of cushion or anything. And what we found when we're doing the events with Let's Fish, new anglers, they tend to like try and yank out the fish, and it can break the line and tangles and stuff. Yeah. Because we put elastic in them, it cushions all that, and it stops it, and it just stops a lot of the tangles and lost fish and stuff like that. So
an important.
Yeah, even on our own fishing, it's very rare we use whips because there's lots of bonus fish about, so we always use elastic.
Am I right in thinking that with a 3-metre whip, you'd use 3 metres of line? With a 4-metre whip, you use 4 metres of line, whereas with a pole, you're actually putting sections.
Well, this is a take apart one. This one, so we can fish anywhere from like 2.5 metres to 6 metres. So obviously we wouldn't use 6 metres of line. We'd use like 2.5 metres of line if we were fishing 6 metres out with a 6-metre pole. But what we'd need to do though is elastic, because a lot of the ready elasticated poles you get from the shops now are tailored towards commercial fishing, where the elastic's quite heavy.
They're aimed at carp.
Yeah, like this one's got very heavy elastic, and it won't sort of match up with the small hooks and fine lines we're going to use.
Can you explain how the numbers work for that? Am I right in thinking it's like starts at number 1?
Yeah, it's like the opposite to hooks. When you've got hooks,
so explain hooks then first.
Right. Well, the bigger the number on hooks, the smaller the hook is. So a 26 hook size is smaller than a 10 size. Yeah. But with elastic, it
goes up in singles, does it? It starts with 1,
yeah, it's the opposite
2,
way.
3, 4, 5, 6, etc.
Yeah, it's the opposite way, like number
with
2.
Hooks,
yeah.
Does it go up in singles? Or does it go up in
There is
doubles?
single ones, but it mainly doubles, so it's like 20, 22, 24, but there is odds. Some makes do an odd size, but it's mainly goes up in, but elastic it goes up in ones. And it's a funny way because the hooks, the bigger the number, the smaller the hook is. Yeah. And elastic, the bigger the number, the heavier the elastic is. So a number 10 elastic is heavier than a number 2 elastic.
So on a canal, and let's face it, most of the Let's Fish events are on a canal, and canals for all sorts of reasons are an absolutely fantastic place to start off your fishing career. Yeah. What strength or number of elastic would you?
I'd probably use like a number 4 elastic. A number 3 or a 4 elastic will cover most canals, because we're primarily targeting small fish, so we want a nice soft elastic for that, and because they're new anglers, with the softer elastic there's a bit more room for error. If they do try and swing in a great big fish, they can't do it because the elastic stretches for miles. So.
And if you did hook by good fortune quite a big fish, say a perch of about £1, which are quite common on the canal, have you got a good chance of landing?
Yeah, you have with the soft elastic. You have, because the fish will just run off and swim round. So the nice fine elastic, it gives it, you've probably got more chance of getting them out on a fine elastic than than a heavier one because
So these heavy elastics, they're designed for what?
For commercial carp fishing, really. But as you can see on that one, it's very heavy and it's just very tight, sort of thing.
So if you've tried to catch gudgeon and small roach with that, it wouldn't pull out.
No, it would it just wouldn't be right for the job. So what we're going to do is put because a lot of the time when you go to the shop, and if it's pre-elastic, it will be heavy, so you need to convert it.
Now, in a minute, you're going to show me how to put elastic into the pole, I hope.
Yeah.
If you went to a shop, would they do all of that for you?
Like a good local shop like the one I've got here, he would do all that for you.
Yeah, I think that's an important tip.
Definitely.
For any parent thinking of investing in a self-made starter kit where you go and make up the different components, you're really looking for a retailer that will help you out.
Yeah, because he wants you to come back to the shop again. So, like Gareth said this morning, he wants the experience to be a good experience. So, them sort of shops, like I used to work in a shop years ago. Yeah. And we'd always do all that, and do it all for them. Yeah. And, but we can demonstrate how to
demonstrate
do it.
And teach them how to do it as well.
That's it, yeah. But a shop like Gareth's, any local sort of shop like that, will sort it all out for you, 99% of them.
Lovely. Yeah. This thing here then, before we actually... What do you call that? And what's its
all that is, it's a connector. So that connects your rig to the... that one. So it's got a little sleeve. So you just pull the sleeve down and you put your loop of line in that one. So it's like a bridge between the elastic and it houses the line.
Lovely.
So it connects your line to the pole. Yep. Obviously, if it was a whip, which we tend not to use, it would have a connector sort of glued on the end.
Yes.
Or some sort of connection you'd have on the end.
Yeah.
Or two rubbers, for argument's sake. And it would just be attached, so there'd be no shock. It'd just be purely attached to the end of the pole.
Got yeah.
Which is not a lot of room for error that way. So putting the elastic in.
So perhaps for experienced anglers.
Yeah, but to be fair, most of the time I use elastic myself anyway, even on my own fishing nights.
So. Got you. So you really wouldn't recommend a whip. No. You'd recommend a take-apart
pole, yeah. Yeah, like we've got here, yeah.
So I think it's now time to actually tell me how you put the elastic in. So
okay. So what we've got, most of the time they come, it's either in two sections or one section. So we've got one here that's two sections. Same principle, but so that would be a longer length of elastic. But that one, it's a nice sort of length of elastic to have in your pole for small
about,
fish.
What, 2 foot, 2'6"?
Something like that, yeah. Metre, more than a metre perhaps, yeah. So we're going to go with this particular pole. It comes with a spare kit anyway, so we're going to use the one.
The pole you've bought, it's 6 metres, isn't it?
6 metres, MIDI one, 6 metres, and it was 50 quid with a spare top as well, which is just what you can get for your money these days. Would have cost you years ago. That would have cost a fortune, so the first job we've got to do, we've got to take out the existing heavy elastic. Okay. Yeah, and we're lucky on this one. It's a pre-bushed one. Yeah. Because what it's got on the end, see that there? It's a PTFE bush. Yes. Yeah. And that just, if we had the elastic direct in the pole with no cushion there, it would, because it's a sharp edge there, it would fray the elastic.
And so what would happen then if it?
Well, the elastic would snap.
So when you got a big, big fish on,
it would snap. Yeah.
And you lose the fish. And you lose your rig.
So we use it's called PTFE bush that we cushion the elastic with. All the ones that are pre-elasticated, they'll all be cut back for you. Yes. If you get an odd one that isn't cut back or anything, obviously the shop would advise you, but it's just a matter of trimming the pole back and fitting one of those on the end that you can buy separately.
Lovely.
But most PTFE, but most of the time you'll have the existing one on. Yeah. And it's obviously stopped at this end by a base plug. So obviously, if we've got to have something to stop it there, or the elastic would just pull out the other end.
Yes.
So we just what we're going to do is just snip this elastic there, just cut that off, and then we're going to take that old elastic out then. So now we've got just a hollow.
Your hollow top section.
Yeah, hollow top section. And to make things, because we're going to use a bit of a smaller connector on this one, just so it matches up a bit better with the elastic. So So if I just snip
is this called a Stompo connector?
Stompo connector, yeah, yeah. Again, you can use Dacron and all sorts, but the simplest way, especially for new anglers, is to use. It's pretty foolproof, really. I can use one like so. You know, it is foolproof.
You said that, I couldn't possibly comment.
Yeah. So if I just pop that old one, just snip that off there.
Have a look at this elastic made by a company called Preston Innovation.
Yeah, like a number 4's elastic. It's quite a lot finer than, obviously in diameter you can see it's finer.
Yes.
And it'll stretch a lot further as well. So, and as well, that elastic was in there quite tight. It's quite tightly set.
Yes.
So
you're going to set it looser.
We're going to set a lot looser, yeah. Yeah. So if I just unravel this.
Yeah, it comes on a winder.
Comes on a winder, yeah. Yeah.
And there looks more than enough.
Lots, yeah, plenty, yeah, so you can do enough pulps.
So how would you keep the elastic sort of...
I just keep it in, like,
safe,
I've got some drawers and that I keep it in, and obviously, you know, we're not going to use anywhere near all this, so it'll do for... Because elastic does perish.
You usually have to change it after a while.
Change it, yeah, quite. Just like have an inspection of it.
A couple of times a year? Or?
No, more than that, to be honest. Yeah.
Depends how many times you go fishing.
Yeah, always have a look at it, and probably like the canal water can fray it and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that can, you know, and the sunlight as well gets to it and stuff like that. It's natural material, so all we do then. So if I was to try and thread that through there, it'd be quite difficult. You know, if I was trying to get this elastic through that.
Have a go. Let's see if you can do it.
Well, I can try it, but it might work okay on this because it's dry and that. But if it was slightly wet, see, it's difficult.
It's hard to push it.
Yeah, it's difficult to. So what we do
Yeah.
is get an elastic wire. We've got one down here, and it's got.
We bought one of these from the shop.
Yeah, he sorted out it's one of these, and so all we do, and it's got a diamond eye. See on that end there.
Yeah.
And we're going to attach the elastic to that end. So we just thread that. See how easier it is to thread that through.
Straight through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's come out the other end.
Come out the other end. You know, if you didn't have that, you could probably get away with using some very thick line. That would do the same trick, but wire's a lot easier.
Yeah. And of course, we're doing this inside, not on the canal tow path.
Yeah. You know, imagine if we were out there today doing it, blowing a gale and everything. Yeah. So all I've done is just attach that, just tied a couple of a knot in there just to keep it on the wire. Not that one, so it doesn't pull off. There we go. Yeah. And we can nice and easily now. Whoops. Just pull it through. So it's coming through. If I was to try and do that without the wire, it'd be difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pull it the way we do it now. Pull it right to the end.
Fascinating to see how you're going to attach this end to the... Did you call it the bung?
Yeah, it's called a base plug it is. So it's like a small bung, which we've got on there. And you can buy them separately from the shops. You know, if you did, you know, the pole that you bought, say it wasn't pre-elasticated and it didn't have all these bits and bobs with it, buy these separate, and you can buy the PTFE bushes separate. Yeah. So if I just chop that bit off there. So all we're going to do, like that, is just attach that, and nothing fancy again, just a loop on there, double loop. So and it just attaches. So I've just gone through twice, just a normal loop knot.
Brilliant.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And incidentally as well, when you buy, because this is already pre-cut down to fit inside.
So in other words, it doesn't go way up the top.
Yeah, and it doesn't, because obviously this other section, the one that has got to fit so much, so it's going to have to fit. So if we had the the bung cut it down just to there, this wouldn't go inside.
It wouldn't fit in. Important point.
So if you are, you know, in the position where you have to cut these down, just do it gradually until. The best way to do it is to cut it where you think it will be. Is to make a mark. What you can do is put it there, twist it round so it makes a mark, so you know where to cut, just with a little junior hacksaw, and just make sure before you put the elastic in that does fit on top of there, like it doesn't. So if you had it on there and it was too low down the section, this wouldn't go in properly, like so.
Of course, another way you can learn these things, apart from watching this video, is to get involved with quite a lot of the Let's Fish clubs run sort of evening events,
like workshops, aren't they? Yeah.
in the classroom, and that's a fantastic way of actually learning at your own pace.
Well, we did that when we were kids. You know, we went to the Your Club that was involved, and the Whites Juniors, and we did, like, especially in the winter months, we did a lot of classroom stuff where, you know, so when the summer come, we were all sort of ready and we knew. So all we do now is just pull that through. Whoops. So that'll just go, that disappears there, and if I pull there now, it's obviously jammed up. You know, it's going to be sitting.
It's about there.
It's about there, yeah.
So it's a good 2'6" of elastic in old money. Yeah.
And what it's best to do as well is just to, because if I was to just put the connector on the end now, when the elastic bedded in and stretched a bit, it might be hanging out. So I just like to give it a bit of a stretch.
Got you.
So not you know, not going crazy. So just stretch it there. So it's like pre-stretching it really. And because this one's a new one, it's nice and dry. It's not sticking to the walls or anything. So just, so it's still under tension there, look. So let's see how it's slightly gone loose there now. So I know if I pinch there, that's roughly where. So we'll just go a little bit more because we're going to tie a knot in it.
Okay.
So, and if like me,
which
I've done a million times, you'll let go.
And then of course it all
comes at the.
You have to start again.
And it's just a matter then of putting the wire through again. So don't worry if you do that. Everybody does that. So, but see how that's a lot softer, and it stretches out a lot further.
Whereas the other one was like really back.
And you can see how that's not bending, but the other one, it was coming out, say, to there, and really bending. So if you've got a nice perch on the end,
it'll stretch that much elastic out.
More probably, more to be honest, because I'm not pulling the full. And of course now we've got to tie that little connector on the end. So
that looks a bit tricky.
But
or is it easy enough?
Yeah, easy enough. Yeah. So it's got two components there. So we just thread that through like that. So that's jamming across it. See how it's loose there? So when we've tied our knot there, it's going to be just
And so there's no danger of that going into the ball because it's
with some of these you can get like smaller ones. So if you got one that was too small, it would disappear down there. So when we bought it this morning, I just made sure with this connector that it didn't. Do you see? When we were matching it up at the shop, I was just testing to see if it was, because if I'd have bought one the next size down, it might have disappeared down there. So. But obviously the shop had, you know, they'd advise you and everything.
I can see now the importance of talking to a good shop that's really prepared to help out. And
again, you can get the ones that are too big, like the other one. Like in my opinion, it's a little bit too big, so it's a bit bulky on the end. Do you know? See how it's a bit?
Might even get more tangles.
Possibly, yeah. But that one's it just fits just right. It's just nice, like So, and again, all I would do on this. So just tie a double loop on that and pull it tight. So just formed a loop there, once, twice, like that. And always moisten the knots, just like your fishing knots. So just like that there. And like that, just pull it tight.
Brilliant.
Just make sure it's like that. And there's nothing, you know, say I judged that wrong. Luckily I've judged that about right there. And just snip that excess off there. But say I'd put the knot on and it was just hanging, you know, it was that sort of situation. It's just a matter of then of just tying it on again and just
so just cut a little bit of the elastic.
If you weren't like I've done that hundreds of times, like so knew where to put it, but just do it gradually. But there's nothing wrong with if you tied it too, you know, it was too long. You just snip it off. Just take your time with it. That's important doing it in the house. Imagine doing it outside in the wind and that. It's like. You'd struggle, wouldn't you? But see that now, it's beautiful, that isn't it? Nice and soft. You know, so it's a lot different. It's behaving a lot different than when it was.
Of course, another good thing about doing it in a house is you tend to get little pieces of elastic and plastic, and you know, with the best will in the world, you sometimes the wind will blow them and you drop them in the grass, and the anglers get accused of leaving litter. So much better to do this in the house.
And it's you know, and as well, and it's always best just to check. Obviously, this was a pre-cut down one. So the last thing you want to do is just guess it and then get on the bank and then discover that only goes
and that'll be loose.
And that'll be loose. It would fall off.
And you lose it in the canal.
And obviously, you're not going to have like a hacksaw on the bank or anything like that. So and that fits just so nicely there.
Lovely.
So see how it's really soft, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, ready to go. That is now.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you hooked a 3 or 4 pound bream or something,
Yeah,
could you land it?
definitely.
Yeah. And you've done that, have you, many times?
Lots of times. Like, where it's almost as if they don't know they're hooked on the fine elastic. Like, so it's. But if we stuck a big fish on that really tight elastic, I think it would bolt off and possibly break the line. Like, so. Yeah. But it's all about just balancing this up to small hooks and fine lines. Like, so. Yeah. So that's ready to go. You know, that's you know from. So it's only took a few minutes from it being unsuitable for canal fishing elastic wise, and now it's ready to go. Perfect. Yeah.